Hello, hello, hello. My house is very loud today. I think my neighbor's either tearing his house down or putting it back up, or a combination of the two. It's just very loud, and so I decided to come to a park. There's only a few benches available, and they are all taken up by people eating, so I will be doing said video in my car. I've got my coffee, and I've got my notes. So if you've seen the video's title, you know that it's the fantasy book tag. I don't know who created it, but Gabby's Arcanum. Sorry if I mispronounced that. She did it, and I loved it, and I wanted to do it as well, so here we go. Question 1. What is your favorite book? See, that's hard. I have a lot of favorite books. I think on Goodreads there's at least 50, but if I had to narrow it down to just a few, I'm just gonna put them up here on the screen. There. That's that. Question 2. What book do you hate? Hate is a very strong word, but the only book I can think of when I think of hate, which is just more like strong dislike, is Count to a Trillion. I don't remember the author's name. I just remember getting maybe a quarter of the way through the book, and I just couldn't do it anymore. I was like, what is this author trying to say? I couldn't figure it out, so pass. Question 3. What is your favorite series? I want to say Harry Potter because I grew up with it. I love it. It's nostalgic. I've reread it many times. But that's like younger me. But my favorite, not really, it's not a series. I guess it's technically a duology. Yeah, because I think there's only 2, and I think there will only be 2. It's called The Death and Life of Zebulon Finch. They are some of the most effed up books I have ever read, and I enjoyed every moment of them. So I guess that's my favorite adult series / duology. Question 4. Paperbacks or hardcovers? I prefer a hardcover personally. I like the feel of the heaviness of the hardcover in my hand. I like that you can put it in your bag and it not get all bent up. I like the feel of a hardcover better. It's just it's more real. I know everything you touch feels real. Well, depending on who you are. And paperbacks are nice too, but if I'm gonna have a paperback, I prefer a floppy paperback, because if not, you have to sit there and break your spine open just to get a comfortable read. And I know breaking your spine for a lot of people is sacrilegious, but I'm not gonna sit there with my book like this trying to read it because I don't want to break my spine. It's just not happening. These are my notes. Question 5. What popular book don't you like? I can't really think of a popular book right now that I don't like. I can think of a popular series that I don't want to read, which is the Throne of Glass books, just because they just don't sound interesting to me at all. But that's all I got. So I'm going to just give you that for that answer. Question 6. What is your Hogwarts house? I'm a Hufflepuff, through and through. I knew I was a Hufflepuff from the moment I read the first book. I knew I was a Hufflepuff before Pottermore told me I was a Hufflepuff. I love my house. I have a robe that I got from Universal Studios Orlando. I will post a picture of it here, or a picture of myself in it here. I love my house, and I know Hufflepuffs get a bad rep, but people just make fun of us because they can, and whatever. But if you don't understand us, that's your own problem. Question 7. What character would you like to hang out with? After a lot of consideration, and I thought about this for a while because I prepared these last night, I would like to hang out with Zachary Ezra Rollins from the Starless Sea. I think hanging out with him would just be so chill. I would love to pick his brain. I would love to just sit and talk with him. That would be amazing. / the Doctor. Doctor Who's the Doctor. And if you don't know who that is, please go watch it. It's amazing. It's my favorite show of all time. Getting ahead of myself here. But I would go anywhere with the Doctor. Any reincarnation of the Doctor. Let's go. Take me with you. Please. Question 8. What character would you not like to hang out with? Voldemort. Duh. Question 9. Favorite fantasy show? Doctor Who. 100% Doctor Who. I've seen everything that I can find, whether it be stuff that's been around since 2005, stuff that was earlier. Tom Baker's Doctor actually used to be on TV at like real late night when I was a kid, so that was the first time I'd ever seen the Doctor. I didn't really get into it until I was in like late middle school, early high school, and then I just became obsessed. I love the Doctor. Fun fact about the Doctor is a speed reader, and I mean really big speed reader. The Doctor can flip through a novel and go, yeah, that was alright. It was a little boring toward the middle, or lagged toward the end. Like, I love it. Number 10. Who's your favorite author? Right now I'm going to say it's Erin Morgenstern, because she only has 2 books, and I'm aware of that, but everything she has written is just pure bliss. It's beautiful, and I'm still super obsessed with both of her novels. I've read them more times than Goodreads knows, and I never want to let them go. I can't wait for her to write more. I'm obsessed. Question 11. What fictional world would you like to visit? I would love to visit the Night Circus. I'd love to go to every tent that I could possibly get to. I'd love to visit Widget's tent and smell stories and visit the ice garden, get cinnamon things, watch Puppet and Widget's act. I would love to go and just see Celia do her illusions. I would love to be there. Also, I would like to walk the halls and discover what's going on in the harbor and the Starless Sea. That would kind of go all along with hanging out with Zachary, but I think it would just be really cool to visit both of those worlds. I would also like to visit the Whoniverse, because I love Doctor Who. We're counting it, because there's so many books, and yeah, we're counting it. Question 12. What fictional world would you not like to visit? I would not like to go to Christmas Land. I would absolutely not like to go to Christmas Land. I know what happens to adults in Christmas Land. No thanks. Totally fine. Question 13. What fictional item would you like to have? A TARDIS. Absolutely, I would love to have a TARDIS. If I could have any fictional item out there, anywhere in the fictional universe, a TARDIS would be what I would want. I could just break off a little piece, maybe, of the Doctor's TARDIS and grow it into my own. I wonder, once it's grown, if it comes with its own manual. That's a question. But I would still like to have one. All right, question 14. What is your favorite magic system? The 2 books that come, 2 things that come to mind as far as magic systems go is the Night Circus. I love the fact that the boundaries aren't completely clear. You know that things have consequences, but it's just not all completely clear, and I just love how mystical it all feels, and I just absolutely adore that. Try not to get my hand in the video, whatever. And Avatar: The Last Airbender / Legend of Korra, the elemental magic or skill, I think technically I guess it's skill, but there are very clear-cut boundaries, minus people learning how to do, like having like lava bending or metal bending or lightning, things like that. I think that's really cool, and it's something that you are born with or not. It's not a skill you can learn. And metal bending and lava bending, I guess you can learn, and lightning bending, but you have to already be a bender. So yeah, those are my 2 favorites. I love Avatar: The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra. And the last question, question 15. What myths about the fantasy genre would you like to see broken down? There's a lot but most of them are based on that fantasy is just for children, and it's not. There is a TED Talk I saw sometime in 2019 or 20, just not that long ago, a year to 2 years ago. A woman by the name of Elizabeth something. I'll find the TED Talk and I'll link it down below. It's only a few minutes long and it's aces. You should watch it. But basically, she explains that fantasy is used to explain things in life and how important fantasy is. And I think that, people don't realize when they think of fantasy, they think of Harry Potter and cartoons like Avatar: The Last Airbender or Doctor Who. But what they don't realize is that everything that they watch for entertainment is essentially fantasy. Even historical fiction with fantasy. Not fantasy doesn't necessarily mean that it's for children. I believe nowadays people don't get so weird about it because people really enjoy it, whether they know it's fantasy or not. So that is just something that I would like to see taken completely away. We don't need those harsh vibes here. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you got this far, please like and subscribe, help my channel grow, and I hope you have an amazing day.